As quickly as I can cut, I do. I don't care if I get blood everywhere, and it's going to get out of control.
Teenagers are a mirror to society, and society is in distress itself.
You can't have that. Give me it.
No!
Children suffering genuinely harmful mental illnesses are being turned away from treatment with the suggestion.
Latest figures, they're astonishing. What is happening?
Our children are struggling to know how to live in today's world.
I just go into this trance of nothingness.
Unprecedented numbers are being diagnosed with mental health disorders, being medicated or facing a crisis of identity.
When you're somebody else, you just don't feel right.
This is the Tavistock and Portman. For nearly 100 years, it's been at the forefront of exploring young minds.
Basically, all my emotions look angry.
Get off me!
These are big decisions to make, aren't they?
Where are we heading toward?
Do you think about your body a lot?
So what happens in these moments?
I get violent.
No!
Demi?
It's just cutting me open inside.
We've seen more and more young people coming in distress, self-harming, taking risks. Things could get worse, so we need to act now.
There's a line between insanity and sanity, and I have no idea where I'm at.
We need to get the bus from over there.
Wait, is it going this way or that way?
It's going up.
Oh, I'm all sore. My legs have sort of been bed bound for about over 24 hours. I ache everywhere. 19th of the 4th, 2016. I don't know about anyone else, but once you've been in hospital and you get released, looking like a tramp and smelling like one, because you're not prepared for an ambulance at 4:30 in the morning. You gain a small bit of appreciation that you are free. I no longer have the fear of your mental health nurse hearing you pee and hoping the door stays closed.
2 nights ago, 17-year-old Demi was rushed to A&E by paramedics after self-harming.
You're still in your pyjamas?
Don't.
I wish I could come to work in my pyjamas.
I wish I was in my clothes. I didn't exactly have spare clothes, did I?
She cut her arm so severely that she had to raise the alarm in the hostel where she lives.
You really are like down the bottom, aren't you?
Come in.
Oh, cheers.
After being discharged, Demi's come to meet her psychiatrist Alex with a hostel worker.
Your cuts are getting deeper.
Okay.
So where are we heading towards with this? Well,
I don't know. It's like I can't help it no more. It's like when I very, very first started, they were like scratches.
yeah.
And now they're nowhere near.
Okay. Tell me what happened last night.
I had an argument with a few of my friends, like on a group chat. They were like, she's playing the victim card. She needs to stop with all this. Like, her behaviours are stupid.
What do you think is going to happen in the near future?
I don't want to think about that.
One thing is to cut yourself when you're upset, and the other is to have a clear plan to end it all. And that's what I need you to help me understand where you're at with.
But why would you need to understand that?
It's my job. In the last several weeks, Demi has had a few trips to A&E because she cuts herself. And this is a cycle that sometimes teenagers can get stuck in. And we need to be able to break the cycle, because there is a true risk that one day the despair gets too much and they do kill themselves. We soon might be able to introduce you to a specialist team to help young people when things feel a bit too much.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
I don't need a specialist team.
Don't you? What do you need?
Chocolate, ice cream, and bed, and shower.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Our next meeting.
Adolescence is the time of turmoil, is a time of physical change, is a time of psychological change, is a time where there's increased pressure. So it's not easy for teenagers. And then you add mental health difficulties. That's what takes it to another level.
Demi is one of a growing number of teenagers who self-harm and are being admitted to A&Es across the country. Mental health services are struggling to keep up.
They're just overwhelmed. I mean, is it as simple as that?
They do have too much demand, but this is about recognising the desperate need they have for help and looking at how their local systems...
The current so-called mental health epidemic, it is a reality because things are getting harder for teenagers. And I think they are the red flag for society. They are the ones that say, look, you know, something's up here.
So it's a 15-year-old girl, and she had a row with the boyfriend. She then tried to kind of ligature herself with her bedsheet.
She'd taken an overdose of paracetamol and tried to slit her wrist.
She's just 13. She took quite a serious overdose about 2.5 weeks ago.
We see many more girls than boys. I think the girls are better at expressing it, and peer relationships tend to be more conflictive with girls. But I'm not sure anyone's got the definite answer as to why that is.
God's sake, what state is my room in? Oh, it's not that bad, actually. Blood on my sheets. Ugh.
Demi lost her mum 6 years ago to cancer, and she has no contact with her dad. She lives in a hostel for young people with mental health difficulties.
Everyone says, oh, just like give it up, but it's not that easy. You don't actually give something up unless you want to. Because it is an addiction in a way, like, you can't just stop. It's everywhere. It's a bad one. I guess I'm just amazed that I've done that and I feel no remorse sometimes. It's not really something I get upset about.
Do you hide them?
You have to. I haven't been swimming in 2 years. At first, I just wanted to do something to punish myself. That was just the concept of it then, but it's totally changed since then. The more comfortable you get with it, the worse it gets, I think. You're just gonna do it to get through the day.
Self-harm is emotion regulation. If I feel the physical pain, the emotional pain goes away temporarily. The problem is the emotional pain always ends up bouncing back, and then they need to cut again.
Everything goes back to square one, and it makes you more frustrated, and that actually makes you cut deeper.
In the past year, Demi's been sectioned twice.
Because of the difficulties she's had, the diagnosis that's come to mind is that of a borderline personality disorder. It's about the emotional dysregulation, the difficulty in relationships, and explosions of rage and difficulty in dealing with a sense of abandonment.
I've met people that are actually like diagnosed with it, and they're not like me. I might offend a few people, but I'm gonna say it anyway. They're bitchy. Very, very, very bitchy.
A week later, Demi's missed her next appointment with Alex and has posted a suicidal message on social media.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
The sister had intercepted a Facebook message somehow about her saying something about the 4th, like she was going to kill herself on the 4th of April.
Yeah.
She said that her mum had come to her in a dream and told her to do it, so...
Yeah.
Demi! Dem?
Demi. Demi?
Depression isn't just feeling sad. It's feeling angry, it's feeling hopeless, it's feeling lonely, and it comes down you hard.
Have you been up all night?
What's wrong with me? Like, there's a line between insanity and sanity, and I have no idea where I'm at.
Demi.
Hi, it's Maisy. So, today I'm going to tell you the story of the foot. I snapped my foot off, basically. And my mum was just kind of relieved that it wasn't intentional. This is the first time I've been in this resource room where it hasn't been intentional.
Morning. Come on. You can sleep in the car. Come on. Wake up.
It's so early.
Yeah, but you've got a long journey. We don't have any money in the safe like normal people would. It's purely life-threatening things for Maisy.
14-year-old Maisy has a long history of self-harm.
This is what I found in her bedroom. Goodness knows where she's picked a blade like that up from, but that's the sort of thing that she can't resist.
Maisy's had several breakdowns and been admitted to 4 inpatient units, each time resulting in a different diagnosis.
We were first told that she had Asperger's and then post-traumatic stress disorder, autism, and then another doctor has given her a label of ODD. Right. And then Maisy struggles with self-harm, depression and anxiety. Why all these doctors have got different opinions, I don't know, but it's going round in circles and I feel like I'm desperate for answers.
Sally hopes the Tavistock's assessment and diagnosis will finally determine the correct treatment for Maisy.
How do you feel when I say diagnosis? What do you think about that word?
Ugh. Ugh. That's what I think.
So she's picked up these various diagnoses when she's been at points of being really unwell. They've found the label of an autistic spectrum condition really helpful. My dilemma is that that's the one label I'm less convinced about than all the other.
Oh, that's interesting.
I've been bullied at school for it. They've called me a psychopath, they've called me crazy. But I know that they just don't understand and they don't know how to deal with it. Like right now, the whole inside of me is shaking and quivering and there's nothing I can do about it because that's just how I am. Scared, stiff.
There was a sense that she'd been into every inpatient unit in the north of England, and what they're getting now is keeping them safe enough.
Okay.
But Sally and Maisy have an idea that things could be better. Often when we see families, they feel that they haven't had their needs met by local services. So they're often angry, frustrated, anxious about their children, and they've been on a very, very long journey.
I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab, but I wouldn't go.
This is Demi's life, and she's constantly on her phone.
It's because people are texting me.
You have no friends, though. You only have enemies. Am I lying, though?
You are. I've got enemies, but I've got friends.
She has a lot of enemies.
A lot of friends as well. I formed loads of friendships over a short period of time. Then they're over and done with because it's just become too intense. Like people, human beings, I just repel them. You left me. Why are you angry at me?
This is like a usual thing with Demi.
Yeah.
Most teenagers get into conflict. Conflict with peers, conflict with family. Demi takes it to another level.
Look, I can't help it that I get angry all the time.
Why do you feel like you get angry all the time?
Oh my God, are you seriously asking me this question?
Yes, in Nando's.
In Nando's. In Nando's.
Social media is giving her another whole environment that never sleeps, so the risk is enhanced because the likelihood of conflict escalating to something else, it's always higher.
I'm obsessed with social media in general. I love social media. Social media is like my second heart. You want to feel loved almost from the internet.
Does it fill a hole?
No, it creates one.
Young people have the world at their fingertips. They have social media giving them the impression that they can achieve everything and anything and have all they want all the time. But we have been in the biggest financial crisis in a long time. Housing issue and university fees, all these things become a lot less affordable for our children than they were for us. I think that offers a conflict between reality and what is being sold to them. That would mess me up.
There is a self-harm community, and they basically upload pictures of their self-harming and anything associated with it. This is a very, very severe account, so you can see that it's like really bad self-harm. He burns himself, he cuts himself. They have kind of like rubbed off on me sometimes, and I did use their kind of technique. Seeing people bleeding, and the concept of knowing they'd done it to themselves gave me urges to make me want to do that. One account had over 15,000 followers, so people like this stuff.
What's it doing to people?
It's driving them insane.
It's important to think about her digital life. She uses a lot of social media, which is obviously complicated to monitor.
Demi's been assigned extra support from Amy in the outreach team.
She has medical conditions that she's had from when she was very little.
Can I have my meds?
She has cystic fibrosis and related to that, diabetes.
Victoria sponge recipes.
You out, Siri.
Okay, I found this on the web for Victoria sponge recipes.
There you go, we got a saucepan. Okay, how do you start this thing again?
Amy will see Demi weekly for about 4 months. She will try to help Demi reduce her risky behaviour.
I don't know, I've just been getting really anxious lately. When I get anxious, I feel like I'm going to be sick. This is a new thing. I just melt down in class and then they have to send me home. And people aren't making it any better. Like, I've had people staring at me, people I don't like, and they know it's getting to me.
Why are people staring at you?
I don't know.
So when we become very anxious about something, those thoughts start to get out of our control, don't they? The idea is that we work with the young person so that they can start to identify what the feelings are that come before they make the choice to cut. We want to think about giving them an alternative way of coping, but I think most young people are resistant to it. Understandably so. Have you ever heard of mindfulness?
Oh my God, don't start that shit around me.
Well, you said you did the mindful colouring.
God, no one I want. Yawn. It's actually really hot. Really hot.
Let me know how it goes. Take a picture and send it to me.
Oh, why? You leave me now? Oh,
I've got to leave you now, I'm afraid.
When are you coming back?
Not next week, I'll have to do the week after because I'm not here next week.
See you soon.
I feel really nervous.
Do you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Flutterbars.
Flutterbars in your stomach?
Yeah. It is like my last chance to get this sorted. But I'm crapping myself at the same time. That's because I'm scared of what I am really.
After a year of waiting for specialist help to diagnose Maisy, they arrive at the Tavistock for the first time.
What I'd really like to do is get a sense of how things are.
So we have had incidences. They seem quite minor to me, but they're not. You know, if Maisy has ligature, we're trying to say to her, you take it off and help Maisy to self-manage.
It's interesting what you just said in quite a, almost a throwaway way, when Maisy is ligatured, and you say that as if it's an ordinary part of conversation, and is that how it feels to you both?
Like Maisy's got an illness, so it could be cancer or it could be diabetes, and this is what you've got to do for that illness, and it just feels like that, and we're just dealing with it. Yeah.
Okay. So what happens in these moments when it all goes really risky?
Generally starts with you hurting yourself in some way, doesn't it?
So what then happens between the two of you?
I get violent.
To your mum?
Towards anything.
And how often are these things happening at home?
Maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah.
I don't know you very well, Maisy, but my sense is that you're looking pretty stressed at the moment, and I wonder if we should take a brief break.
I want to go home.
Okay, all right.
I want to get back in the car.
All right.
I'm really sorry.
All right, absolutely fine. Why don't we take a break?
No, I want to go home.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do you want to go out onto the sidewalk, onto the pavement? Yeah.
I'm really sorry, Mum. I just feel like I'm going to throw up.
Too distressed to continue, the assessment is put on hold and they must drive the 200 miles home.
We do need stability to do an assessment. When someone is acutely unwell, we need to wait till they're much more stable.
I'm disappointed. We've come a long way, but I think it was too much for Maisy. So, I don't know, I just was hoping for a bit more.
So, Demi, how are you feeling today? We're going to have a good day?
Demi hadn't cut for 4 weeks, but she's back in hospital.
She took herself to probably the highest risk she's ever been, I think.
She'd stopped taking her insulin and was at risk of a diabetic coma.
Would you put this down as self-harm?
Yes, I would. This is something that Demi knows is dangerous, and she does it anyway.
Controlling your medication really does give you a sense that, okay, well, I'm different to every young person. Like, why can't I use that to my advantage? And then you get to the I don't give a fuck stage. You get fed up, you don't want to take anymore, you've done it for years.
Yeah. Is that where you are now?
Pretty much.
There's a difference, isn't there, between making choices that might affect us right now and choices that might affect us a long time in the future. It's easier to kind of dismiss them.
My body's never really belonged to me. It's always belonged to doctors. I always have like professionals poking in my face. Like, it's not care. They do not care for me. It's a duty of care. They get paid to care for me.
Would it mean a great deal to you then to find somebody who loved you for who you were?
Yeah, without a doubt. It's gonna be a long while though if I do that. Very long while from the way things are going.
I did feel that she was very emotionally involved in the conversation that we'd had.
Yeah.
But afterwards, she came up to me and gave me a hug. I'm worried about what that evokes in terms of attachment. I am basically the same age as her mum, so
yeah.
I think it's really important that she understands how long I'm going to be around for.
No matter what services do, we cannot be a replacement for a stable and caring family environment. Demi has other relatives, but she often falls out with them, and she seems to go back to being and feeling alone. So unless they fix their underlying difficulties with relationships, they cannot move on in life. But they cannot fix those things unless they've experienced a positive relationship. So in that sense, they are in a catch-22 situation.
Weeks after the Tavistock session, Maisy begins to cut and self-strangulate more frequently.
Her walls are where she expresses how she feels. You know, these are the ones that are harder for me to read because she does want help. That's a note from Sabrina, not Maisy. She loves her mum, she's sorry she's killed herself and let me win.
Can you describe Sabrina to me?
She has a very calming voice when she's happy, and then when she's angry, it gets very loud and very manly, and very deep.
When Sabrina's here, it is very difficult because, you know, she swears, she's aggressive, she very much hates the world.
She says nobody else is supposed to know that she exists apart from me.
Who's Sabrina?
Sabrina is a voice in Maisy's head. When Maisy's at crisis and can't cope, it's Sabrina that takes over.
Doctors have previously assessed Maisy for psychosis and schizophrenia, but they've always been ruled out.
Maisy finds some of her thoughts quite difficult to listen to, and so those thoughts have become associated with another person rather than them being her own thoughts.
Maisy's first breakdown was soon after her dad died of cancer 4 years ago.
Maisy was always a daddy's girl, but he did have anger problems and he got depressed. I'm doing it. You hold it, please. Okay, give it a clean. It was a scary experience, and unfortunately, that's had a massive impact on Maisy.
I'm just looking.
You can have a look at that. No. Give me it.
Listen.
No.
Listen.
To stop Maisy cutting herself, all sharp objects are locked in a safe, but she's found safety pins in the first aid kit.
Maisy, I'm not joking. Give me them, please.
Nope.
Don't you bite me.
I'm not gonna bite you. No. 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 No!
You cannot have them.
They're mine.
Ow!
Let go.
No.
Ah!
Let go.
Ow!
Let go.
Get off!
Let go.
Get off me!
Don't nip.
Don't scratch!
I'm not scratching, I'm just trying to release.
I hate you!
It's like you're on the edge of a cliff and someone just pushes you off. And then after you've done it, you feel so ashamed of yourself and so angry that you want to do it more.
We brought you some cereal.
Get off me.
Have we got something else? Come on, because you're making a right mess of your hand. In just a switch, she can change to a monster, she calls herself. Please give it to me, Maisy.
Well, I'm not Maisy.
I thought you was hungry.
I'm not Maisy!
She's unrecognisable to the child who she was 5 minutes ago.
No!
If somebody's going to stop me from doing what I need to do, then I do become very violent and very aggressive, which isn't me at all.
Give me it. Thank you.
No!
Come on, Maisy. I have to deal with stuff like that every day. She'd have just carried on cutting herself. she was fine. And she just saw those safety pins and she couldn't resist, and that just instantly like that takes so much effort because she's so powerful. But she don't get punished for it because she's poorly. She's not a naughty child, she's poorly. It don't make me love her any less though. I know you are. Yeah? I can't sit down.
Why? Ow, ow, what? You're digging your chin into me.
I've got a bony chin.
You are, it's really hurt me.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Have I hurt you?
I think we're both going to be a bit bruised, aren't we?
Right, Demi.
She does seem to be quite attached, like she was hugging me like at the end of the session that we had.
After working with Demi for 2 months, Amy is unexpectedly leaving the outreach team.
Have you told her you're leaving?
No.
Okay.
You don't want to tell her too far in advance.
No, okay.
Yeah.
There's a much higher turnover of staff overall in the NHS and mental health than there used to be. This is a problem because the very people that need stability get help from services which don't have much stability themselves.
Demi will be assigned another caseworker, but today she's got her monthly meeting with Alex.
Oh, Prince Charming.
Shall we?
Notice anything different? New trainers. New sunglasses.
You look well.
Thanks. Don't I always look well?
No.
Oh, thanks for that. Charming. Prince Charming.
We had a meeting with the people that look after your physical health. What impression do you have of the whole transition? You're saying goodbye to GOS, moving on to BARTs.
Trying to do that, you know that droplet sound? Can't do it. Oh. When will Amy leave my care?
She'll tell you soon.
Soon?
Yeah. When you see her next, you can have a chat with her about that.
So she's like leaving already?
She can have a chat with you when she sees you next. But
are you trying to deteriorate my life? Just introduce people and then get rid of them? Why would you do that in the first place?
That would never be my intention.
But you have to understand is that I actually quite like Amy. And you...
Tell me more.
That's a joke. The fact that you think it's fine, just introduce someone into their care, get them to trust them, and then just like go, okay, well, she's not on the case no more. What is that?
I haven't said that, Demi.
How is that meant to help?
There's an element of it that we cannot help. And I think when you're 18, we need to have had a team identified that works with adults who will take over your mental health care. Just like we've been doing.
I'm not going into adult services.
Are you prepared to hear about what's on offer?
No.
No, you don't even want to know?
No.
You don't seem very happy.
Just don't worry, when's this conversation finishing?
Whenever you want.
Well, then I'd like it to finish now.
Oh, hi, Gemma. It's Alex here from Camden Camps about Demi. She was a bit downcast when she left. The mood changed a bit in the room, and this might come out in some other way later.
July 2016. It's hard for me to maintain a positive friendship. Often what happens is I get too attached and it's very suffocating.
Demi?
Yeah?
Have you self-harmed while I was talking to you?
No.
Was that a lie?
No. My mum passed away a few days before my 11th birthday, on the 11th of the 2nd, 2010. Does anyone understand? That's the question I always ask myself.
She can't sit on my bed, she can't hug me, she can't walk me down the aisle, she can't walk my sister down the aisle. She can't do a lot of things because she's not here.
In all honesty, I can be up the whole night crying to the point I've been sick. At that moment, I feel like I can't run, like I'm drowning in my own tears.
I don't even know if there is a heaven. I just hope that there is, so I'll be able to see my mum again. Because if there's no heaven, is that just goodbye forever? I wish I went back to the time where I could have her hold me one more time, but I can't. And I don't know what to do. I've never known what to do for the past 6 years. So there's this girl. She just keeps fucking me off for all these other people. It's doing my head in.
Confession. I'm suicidal as hell. I'm a monster. I hurt everyone. I don't deserve to be here. I'm sorry.
I just feel really, really shit. I'm hearing a lot of voices as well. I'm really, really scared actually.
Hello Sally, it's Sarah Helps calling from the Tavistock Clinic.
I hear that things have been pretty tricky in the last 3 weeks.
Yes, she got rejected by the group of friends that she was spending time with. It's just like she's escalating.
This one says, if you had the chance to kill yourself without hurting the ones you love, would you? And it says, in a heartbeat. Nights are worse for Maisy than days. That's when her demons come out the most.
It's been a really, really tough night. I haven't had any sleep, and Maisy has been extremely violent to me. I've actually got that many bruises on my right arm and little cuts.
Our home feels like a prison, and
I feel unsafe. Last night I had to ring the police to try and ask them to come and support us. And the operator actually said to me, "What is it you want us to do?" Help. I need help.
Worried that Maisy's life is at risk, Sally's called in the local crisis team. They decide Maisy needs to be sectioned for her own safety. She's taken to an emergency bed at an inpatient unit.
It is breaking my heart as a parent because I just feel like I can't do enough to keep her safe.
It's been 2 months since Amy left, and Demi has refused to engage with her new outreach worker. But she's agreed to see Alex.
How are you managing your self-harm at the moment?
It's fine.
Yeah. You doing much?
No. Why are you asking?
Well, it's part of what we need to talk about. You're going to soon be 18.
Bitch, I can get rid of you.
And the implications are that you'll become an adult in many ways. We now need to find a team in the adult services that look after you like
I don't need look after. Didn't I not say this to you?
Yeah.
I'm dropping out of services when I'm 18. Bon voyage. I can now jump at the chance to say fuck off, and I will do it permanently. I'm going to.
After you're 18, I think it is important that you have support available, because the kind of difficulties you've had are unlikely to go away forever.
It's like I repeat myself when I tell you, fuck off, I don't want to engage with them, I don't want this, I don't want that, and you're going, yeah, Demi, let's reschedule for next week. Ah.
Can I tell you about the plans we have, so then you know exactly what are you saying no to? When are you starting college?
I enrol on the 25th.
Most of them have type of counsellor there or a mentor, and that might be all that you need, as well as periodic kind of catch-ups with someone in the adult services. But you don't need to see someone twice a week or anything like that.
Okay.
Cool. Like a lot of things in life, it's trial and error at times. So would you allow us to make that referral?
Yes.
Thank you, Demi. Nice trainers. It'll be sad to see you go. Demi, it has been a real pleasure.
You've got 6 months, chill out.
Well, okay. That saves me the teary speech at the end.
Do you realise I'll probably ignore your teary speech and walk off? Yeah. Mic drop.
It wouldn't be the same if you didn't do that.
I thought you were saying goodbye to services. What made you change your mind?
It's Alex, he's very good with persuading.
Do you think deep down you know that a little bit of help isn't a bad thing?
Of course, everyone knows that, but it's like I've got so much pride that I don't like admitting it, so... I see it as weakness. If you cry, you're weak. It's why I cry in my room. In my room.
If you break one leg, you get it bandaged. When it's your mind that it's affected, then it's a bit more of a challenge to help it mend itself, because they have to use that very organ that's not quite working very well to fix it.
It's just kind of like the whole world just sort of swallows you and you're sort of here, like this, and it kind of just goes, and that's it, it's over. Everything's ruined, you've let your parents down, you've let your mum down, you've let your dog down. You know, you've just ruined everything. I need to be able to control who I am, because if I can't, this is where I end up. And this is not where I want to be. I want to be home with Mum.
With Maisy more stable, Sarah's come to the inpatient unit to continue the assessment.
Diagnosing clever girls is really, really tricky. And so, whatever the label, the most important thing is what help you need.
Has the system let her down?
I think for Maisy, it's not so much that the system has let her down, but the system has moved slowly and she didn't get access to the right things at the right time. Things like the therapy, I think if those things could have been provided sooner and more locally, that would have been much better for her.
All visits end with me having to drive home without her. And that's not a nice feeling, and I just miss my girl. I just miss her. I don't want to come home without her.
We're pretty much where we were months ago. Maisy's still waiting for therapy, so I feel like we're probably back at the same starting point.
Maisy. Morning. Got to get ready.
After 7 weeks in the unit, Maisy was allowed to return home. Once again, they're making the journey to the Tavistock.
Before my mum lost all her hair, she cut it off. I think about her a lot, yeah, like, you know that you need a hug from someone and the first person you think of is your mum, and I can't actually get a hug.
What do you think she would have made of what's happened in your life?
She would have slapped me and called me a fucking idiot.
Some of the information that we have puts you in this area of having a social communication disorder, and some of the information puts you here in the area of having an autism spectrum condition. But I know that you've had some rubbish things happen to you in your life. They've had a big impact on you. So post-traumatic stress disorder explains nightmares. So you use coping strategies that aren't particularly helpful, but they're all you've got in your tool bag at the moment.
It's clarified everything, and so we carry on, we fight for the therapy and all the other things that Maisy needs. Rather than keep going round on the merry-go-round, it's time to go forward.
When I grow up, I plan on being better. I didn't plan on being like this at all, but I hope that I'm better when I'm older.
21st of October 2016. Can I stop self-harming? Everyone stops at some point. I can't read the future, but every day I refuse to give in to temptation is a win.
Every generation is worried about the next, but the stress in society, the pressure on society at large, has a trickle-down effect to young people. If it's difficult for teenagers now, what would it be like in 5-10 years' time? So this is the time to intervene.
Ash calls it the secret, but at some point people will have to know. It's too much for her, I think, to tell everybody here. I mean, being 8, how do you even explain it?
I was born a male and my name was Ashton, but I say he's an old brother. So that's what I say.
Really? Is that what you think of Aston as?
Yeah,
an old brother?
Yeah. That died and fell off a cliff.
Children suffering genuinely harmful mental illnesses are being turned away from treatment with the suggestion.
Latest figures, they're astonishing. What is happening?
Our children are struggling to know how to live in today's world.
I just go into this trance of nothingness.
Unprecedented numbers are being diagnosed with mental health disorders, being medicated, or facing a crisis of identity.
When you're somebody else, you just don't feel right.
This is the Tavistock and Portman. For nearly 100 years, it's been at the forefront of exploring young minds.
Basically, all my emotions look angry. Get off me!
These are big decisions to make, aren't they?
Where are we heading toward?
Do you think about your body a lot?
So what happens in these moments?
I get violent.
No!
Demi?
It's just cutting me open inside.
We've seen more and more young people coming in distress, self-harming, taking risks. Things could get worse, so we need to act now.
There's a line between insanity and sanity, and I have no idea where I'm at.
Come on, babes, I've got your Weetabix here. Come sit on the sofa. There's a good girl. Have a sit down. You're always tired, Ash.
What's it like when your 8-year-old child sends suicidal text messages to you? What does that do to you as a parent?
Panic probably was the biggest thing. Of like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
A year ago, aged just 7, Ash had a breakdown.
She's saying she wants to be in heaven. She doesn't fit into this world. She's so scared she's going to die, and she loves me and doesn't want to leave me. Just thought, right, we're all moving, that's it.
Ash had been bullied after deciding to live as a girl. So Terry quit her job, took all of her kids out of school and moved over 100 miles from Ramsgate to Brighton for a fresh start.
You're not wearing a lot of makeup. You're not even supposed to wear makeup, you're 8.
Okay. I feel like I'm a regular girl, and then I remember that I'm not. But there's something inside of me that's dying to come out, like.
You're so beautiful. Lose the lipstick, you're going to school.
Ash is one of a growing number of children who've been referred to the Tavistock's Gender Identity Development Service for help. Run by consultant psychologist Polly Carmichael, it's the UK's only service for children with gender dysphoria, a profound distress caused by feeling they've been born into the wrong body.
To the Tavistock Clinic and their latest figures, they're interesting. Some might even say astonishing. What is happening?
10 years ago, they had around 40 referrals. Last year, they had more than 1,400.
What's really interesting in this area at the moment is that awareness has raised exponentially over the last year. And in some senses, culture and society are moving faster in terms of what they think they understand about it and what they think we should do about it than the evidence base. Going up.
They treat children as young as 3. They can give controversial drugs to block puberty and hormones to 16-year-olds that will change their gender.
We don't really know whether this is the right treatment for everyone, whether there are long-term implications of this treatment. But for families and young people, it can be very difficult because they're seeking certainty. But the reality is, at the moment, we don't have certainty.
You take off your shoes because you've got wet feet, yeah? Come on then, Oscar. In you go.
Since moving, Ash has refused to tell her new friends she's transgender. Only her teachers know.
5, 6.
How was school today then?
Good. 7.
Good.
8.
Did you?
9, 10, 11.
Did you think about saying anything
No.
today to anyone?
No.
No. Why? What do you think's going to happen?
We're gonna have to move again.
Why?
Because if I get bullied again.
Is that what you think's going to happen?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you still want to tell them?
No.
You changed your mind again?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go up to the table.
Come on then, up the table.
And I'm gonna eat some biscuit.
After being at the school for about 9 days, I suppose, Ash came home. She said, "Oh, I've got a boyfriend." And I thought, "Oh God, okay." And then about a week later, she came out and she went, "He kissed me on the lips." And it makes me uneasy when she says things like that, because I think of how the other parent would feel if she knew.
So over the summer, the family left Ramsgate to move to the outskirts of Brighton. But interestingly, they moved and Ash started at this new school, and the school were really thoughtful, were keen to have training, really keen to support Ash. But Ash went to the school as a girl and no one knew that she was transgender.
I thought you said you've got some good friends in this school.
I do.
Yeah?
I just don't want to lose them. I just don't want to go back to square one.
No.
From my conversations with Terry, Ash really struggled with that. On the one hand, wanting people to know, but on the other hand, just enjoying being
a girl.
Being a girl. But on the other hand, I think there's some sense of a secret about hiding who she was.
Right.
When she first sat on my lap, she was about 3.5, and she was crying. She said, "Mum, please help me. Everyone's saying I'm a boy. It's your fault. You gave me a boy name, that's why I'm a boy. So when are you going to take me to the doctors so you can take it off?" That was when it was horrible, because she was so little. As she gets older, she's more understanding of the situation, but doesn't want to deal with other people's negative reactions.
I just remember me being in the cloakroom where I hang my coat and then someone just coming out and beating me up. I don't want to tell anyone because I could get bullied again. When I used to be in my old school, I got called a she-male.
That's not very nice.
No.
Ash's decision to live as a girl was met with confusion from many around her and left Terry with a difficult decision to make.
In the past, we would never see people who had transitioned prior probably to secondary school, whereas now we're seeing much younger people making social transitions, and there have been lots of worries about whether if someone makes that total change very early on, if how they feel about their gender changes in some way, is it going to be difficult for them to try something else?
Why would anybody think that a mum would want that for their child? I've never encouraged it, but I've supported it. You just want your child to be happy, but it's not that easy.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Rachel and her daughter, 11-year-old Matilda, have been coming to the Tavistock for 3 years. Matilda lives with her mum, 2 sisters and stepdad. She was born a girl, but is showing signs of gender dysphoria and is questioning her identity.
So what we definitely know is that she's going to develop pubertally.
Yeah.
And my sense of where Rachel is at the moment is just that, you know, that she's feeling quite overwhelmed.
There's something about the feeling of it's now or never. So there's this kind of sense
And
it's
it's
going to
like-
be a disaster.
Matilda also has autistic spectrum disorder, or ASD, so finds it hard to communicate.
So there's ASD, there's the gender, and there's a bucket load of hormones chucked in for good measure, which is, you know...
Pretty
it's,
difficult cocktail.
yeah, it's horrendous.
It's a really, really hard job you've got.
So far, she has refused to talk to her mum or case coordinators Nikki and Charlie about her feelings.
What we'll do is we'll go to the room we usually meet for sort of half an hour, 40 minutes or so, and see how that goes.
Okay.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
want to come with me now?
Okay, see you in a
We
bit.
just you know where we are. We're
Yeah,
at the room we usually
yeah.
meet.
See you later, Tels. Okay,
I
bye.
might sit here actually,
Yeah,
so I can
yeah.
actually see the clock. Where are you at as a parent? You know, what are the issues that you're struggling with?
When we're out and about and I have to call her Matt, or if we're around people and she's going, call me he.
Yeah.
But then in the house, she's fine with being called she
Yes.
and Tils.
Yes.
And I'm confused by what she, and she just goes, I'm me, all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I don't want people then to think that I'm suppressing her because I'm not ready to turn around and call her he. But that is me. That's purely down to me, that is. I'm not quite ready to lose Tils.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I suppose I was just wondering if there are any other things that you're grappling with in addition to the he, she that we should think about.
Yeah,
today.
the whole blocker thing is
Okay.
just worrying me because I guess we haven't got like major studies on, you know, I worry about what am I putting into my child.
Yes.
Rachel has another big decision to make. Whether she'll let Matilda enter puberty and develop into a woman, or use hormone-blocking drugs to pause the process.
One of the thoughts I've had was about meeting with one of our endocrinologists to have a, just as a parent, just so that you can ask all the questions.
That would make me a lot happier to speak to, just
let's
so...
make that as part of our plan.
I think with puberty, there's always a huge amount of anxiety, often from the parent. I think it's really difficult for them to know what to do. To sort of think, oh gosh, if I allow this person to go through puberty, are they going to end up doing something really awful to themselves?
I need to know more about blockers. I need to sit down and actually speak to Matilda when she's in a talking mood. But every time you broach the subject, just completely dismisses it. It's like, I'm not going to speak about it. She's just really, really hard to speak to, but then expresses herself in writing. From a very, very young age, she wrote all over the walls. So I just started buying her loads and loads of books. And she just started to write then.
11-year-old Matilda's ability to communicate is made difficult by autism. But since the age of 6, she's wanted to dress and live as a boy.
Okay, so my name is Matilda, I'm 11 years old. When I feel lonely, I write about how I feel. And then she says that she moved school and she went to this next school, but there was something very wrong, you see, because I had long hair. It was really hard to fit in. And then there's a drawing there, what are you? I am me. She'll just write about random stuff, really. Like, she'll write about Mars and the planets, but then weirdo, it's a brick loser. And I think I know what that's about, because the time when she got like a brick chucked in her face. Dear fans, this is your favourite singer. Just wanted to say that my new tickets are coming out soon, so please buy them. Only $17.99 per person, lots of love, Matt.
Around half of all children seen by the Gender Identity Development Service show autistic traits, a link no one can explain.
Well, I guess with ASD type features, there are some young people whose ability to communicate is severely affected. So how do you know that the gender dysphoria isn't like other obsessions they may have?
Because of the autism, she flits between this fantasy world, this really broad, wide imagination, but there's no verbal reasoning. I think that's the biggest thing. Little girl, tomboy, boy.
Mommy, do I see my logo?
Okay, so if you had to choose, are you this one?
No.
Cross that out then. Are you that one?
No, because I'm not a baby anymore. No. Wait.
There's a sense of being a boy, but whether it's more about a fantasy rather than wanting a change in her body. We know that she has an incredible imagination. I don't know whether it's more about the story that she's created about herself.
Don't, because you've got wet hands.
Sorry.
24. What?
For gender dysphoric children like Matilda, entering adolescence can be a particularly difficult time.
When you see how long you can hold your breath, 3, 2, 1, go. You think, how can an 11-year-old child be depressed? 19 seconds. You know, have I made her this way? Was it my fault?
Daddy's favourites down there, look. Jelly dills.
Do you ever find it hard telling people?
Not anymore, I used to.
What did you used to say?
I've got 2 boys.
All right, go on.
Ash's dad, Richard, is a builder from Ilford.
I'll have a pot of jelly dills, please.
He's been separated from her mum for several years, but remains a big part of Ash's life.
It was hard at the beginning. She was my firstborn little boy, that's what every man wants, I suppose, and then she wanted to be a girl. It was a lot for me to accept.
Stacked it.
But then she sort of laid down the law, said, if you don't let me dress as a girl, I'm not coming. And that ripped my heart out, really, so I just had to get on with it and accept it. So, and now I wouldn't have her any other way.
After 6 months living in Brighton, Ash is still finding it hard to tell people she was born a boy.
3!
You're beating me, I can't believe it.
She has always been up front, but she's funny. Some days she's really strong, and then other days she's really weak. You can just see the worry in her.
There seems to be kind of a real sense of it's either everybody knows or everybody doesn't know. And I get a sense that it just feels overwhelming and terrifying. So there's this bit of a dance. I really want it to happen. It can't possibly happen. And Ash has also said she wants to be somewhere where all of the kids know about her so she doesn't have to deal with this dilemma. And so the desire is to move.
I want to move back because, like, everybody knows and it's not a big issue, but down here it could be a bigger issue. Down here it's harder for me to keep it a secret.
Having already moved the family once, Terry has decided to move them all back to Ramsgate.
Come on then.
I feel like, oh, why did I even move them in the first place? I've really disrupted them, haven't I?
I guess there's no instruction manual for all this, though, is there?
No. No, I suppose we learn along the way. Do you want to go up the steps?
Yes.
Come on then.
And it'll be a problem.
What do you think Ash understands as the story of the move to Brighton?
Ash is really quite bright, so I imagine Ash would have some understanding that the move is related to her gender. It's highly likely that the experiences that Ash has had have left Ash feeling internally that there's something wrong with her, that she should feel ashamed about. Who will love me? Who will accept me if I'm seen as someone who's not normal or not okay?
Mum. Yeah. Go to me.
Right, come on then, quickly.
Terry is planning to put the kids back into their old school in Ramsgate, where Ash was previously bullied.
Right, listen, I've got something to tell you guys.
What?
We got the house in Ramsgate.
Yes!
And I got an email from school. They've got Ash's space ready right now and yours in a little while. You might have to have a week off with Mummy, just me and you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? So what do you think about this?
Good. I'm going to cry.
Don't cry.
Yeah?
Happy?
Yay! Hi, Boo. I got something to tell you. I'm moving home. Really? Yeah.
Bring it on, baby. All your friends are the ish, and I love that body. You wanna ball it, listen, I swear you're good. I want to your body. You gotta be a best. I wanna see that girl. It's all women and bodies.
What would be the best thing ever?
Not being how I am.
I think there's only a few things left. Look at the sea. I've got the sea right there.
What a lovely view.
I love it.
You're back in Ramsey. You're back in Ramsey.
I can't believe it.
Let the fun begin.
6 months after moving away for a fresh start, Terry and her kids are back in Ramsgate.
Hi guys, shoes off. Do you like it? In you go, in you go.
I well missed you. It's not the same around here. When you're not here, I'm the only girl here. And I'm the only person that doesn't lift up the toilet seat for a wee. How annoying. Do you like it, the house, yeah?
I suppose you don't have to worry about people finding out anymore.
No, because everybody knows. Feel all right about starting school tomorrow? No, but we needed to have a little chat anyway, because you can't bowl in and say, well, I'm back, what you going to do? No. You're not going to do that, are you? Because you will be in trouble if you do that, because do you understand that means you instigate something? Just see it as like a fresh start, just pretend nothing's happened in the past. So you understand that you can't walk in and give it a large one, yeah? Yeah. Good girl, give us a kiss then.
In Wales, Matilda is still refusing to talk to her mum Rachel about how she feels.
You don't like talking about stuff, do you?
No.
Do you want them to make you a real boy, though?
Mummy, I'm trying to play this.
You're not going to talk about it. Give me a kiss. I love you. How much do I love you?
Too much.
Okay. Thank you.
So the child that we're bringing today is Matilda, 12-year-old child, assigned female at birth. In school, she's known as Matt and he.
Can we do the voice as well or not?
Okay, here we go now, darlings. What was our little rewrite here? Act 1, Scene 1, enter the superstitious hospice.
There's a lack of consistency of gender presentation, and it's very unclear whether Matilda particularly wants to pursue a transition. The child, in a way, is sort of a bit unclear where they are in the world.
And then you lose your temper.
Shut that stupid noise up!
That was good.
She is now apparently sort of starting to show very small signs of her chest developing. And Mum is feeling sort of a real sense of responsibility, but almost pressure to kind of like, she has to make decisions now. And then, you know, either way, if she says yes, it might
I think she feels she's going to make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing.
Giving Mum an opportunity to become more informed about the medical process might relieve some of
also
her
maybe perhaps
concerns.
demystifying puberty a little bit.
Professor Butler, a child hormone specialist, is one of the leading endocrinologists in Britain.
Hello, Peter. Hello. Come in.
As part of the multidisciplinary team, he helps make the decision about whether hormone blockers are right for a young person.
If a young person's expressing extreme disquiet, there can be a choice made to start blocker treatment as long as puberty has begun. But they have to get their head around the whole process of what it means, which is quite a hard concept in any case for a 11, 12-year-old to take, but particularly if there are other distresses around.
For the last 5 years, the Gender Identity Development Service has used hormone blockers to pause puberty in children as young as 11.
If someone is 11 going on 12, they really need to be able to understand the concept to the level of maturity you would expect for a nearly 12-year-old, but also a knowledge about what it means by going on a journey which might end up changing their body permanently.
Although blockers are reversible, the majority who've taken them have decided to use cross-sex hormones at 16, which render them infertile.
There are very strong arguments on both sides. There are people who really would like to see earlier physical interventions, and there are people who feel that it's absolutely mad to be allowing young children to change their bodies in a way that's not fully reversible. I think in the middle, we're really cautious about what we do.
See, the more you talk about it, the more I'm going towards saying that I have to go home and have a conversation with Matt and say, look, this is the issue maybe because...
Done.
In Ramsgate, a decision has been made about Ash returning to her old school.
How'd it go?
Brilliant. They both start tomorrow. I can't believe it. They're not putting her back in the same class because of the other child that used to pick on her. They're putting her into the other class. But they did say that that kid's moved on, grown up a bit. She's not going to be happy that she's in the other class. But, yeah, I think she should just be glad to be back. Ash, Archie! Yeah? Come here, guys. I got something to tell you both. Guess what? What? You both start back tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, but what class? Me!
Right.
Mommy, me!
You're in the other class.
Mommy,
right, listen,
me.
only because, right?
Me.
Hold, right, hold on, and you, Ash, come here.
Hey.
Ash. Ash. I don't want that language, please. You don't cry, you have to go to school. Listen, they said there's no space in your old class.
Yeah, but I like it in that class with all my friends. Now can we just get out?
Don't kick me, mate.
I want to move back to Brighton.
You can't move back to Brighton.
Yes, we can.
We're just going to have to give it a go, aren't you?
I'm not going.
Well, I'll give you a little while to calm down.
I'm not going to school.
Ash, you have to go to school.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to school.
You look really pretty. Who's done your makeup?
Ethel.
Don't, Ash.
Out. Now.
What is that the matter? Cow. She's not getting her own way. That's what it is. She wanted to go straight back in where she left off. If there's not a space, there's not a space. She's just got to accept it. Don't always get what you want in life. She'll have to deal with it. Simple. Ash, come here. I need to do your hair. We've got to go in a minute. No. Come down the stairs.
I am coming!
Flipping heck. Let's go. Come on. Oh, God, he's wearing sunglasses.
Over the next few days and weeks, Ash's behaviour deteriorates and problems start to arise at school.
Ash has been winding up the boy that she was having trouble with before, which is something I was worried about. She's actually intentionally winding him up so that he'll push her or call her a name. I think she wants him to be in trouble because of how crap he made her feel.
At the end of the day, she at times is winding other people up as well.
Which she does admit, and I've said to her that it's
she
good
does.
that she is.
Yeah, she does admit it. But I don't
admitting
understand
that,
it. Don't understand why she's winding him up. Because
It's
she
like
found it so hurtful, and it's like she wants them to do it. I just want her just to feel the same as every other kid in the school, even though I know she doesn't.
Tell me about your nightmares.
One of them is when Mum got this mannequin for me, and somehow it like came to life. Started like stabbing teddy bears and like killing things. I was like, what is going on? And then I like smashed my mirrors and turned them into like daggers. And then I woke up crying. I was like, oh, it's just a dream, it's just a dream.
Where do you think Ash is with her gender at the moment?
A bit confused, I think. She seems to think that she's growing breasts. She keeps saying to me, look, Mum, you can feel it. She wants me to feel it and tell her that I can feel lumps there. Because a lot of the time, I always want to say to her, everything she says is, yeah, keep her happy, keep her sweet. But obviously I can't say, oh yeah, I can feel it. I can feel the lumps, yeah, you're going to get boobies. I can't say that to her.
Hi, Terry. It's Natasha from the Gender Identity Development Service. Hi, I'm good, thank you. But I want to give you a call to have a bit of a catch-up, just to actually get a sense of how the move's gone, how Ash is looking back to school. So kind of overconfident and rude, kind of in a cheeky way, or in a kind of slightly naughty way?
What do you think's going on in terms of Ash saying about feeling, pain around her breasts and kind of asking, can you get me a bra? So just a sense that she just wants to have been born a little girl and develop like girls would. Just a sense that it actually, on some level it could just all be easy and...
Why are you acting like such an idiot?
not telling you. When you're somebody else, you just don't feel right. But like when you're somebody you want to be, you feel comfortable.
Do you remember the first time you felt like, I'm not a little boy, I'm a little girl?
Yeah.
Describe it to me.
I felt really weird. I felt like I was in the wrong dimension. Like, I shouldn't be here. I should be somewhere else.
What did it feel like when you had to live as a little boy?
Telling a lie. Sometimes I feel like if I stay a child forever, nothing bad will happen. Everyone will understand and nothing changes. But that means if I don't get older, that means nothing really good will happen, will it?
Right, come on then.
Hi.
Hello.
It's been a long time since we met each other.
That's what I just said. Natasha's going to be shocked how big you've got. Right, little lady now. She's got lots of questions about the blockers that I can't answer for her.
So, lots of questions about the blockers in your body. Are there other things that you would like us to talk about today?
What about your behaviour? Your behaviour change. What do you do when you're angry?
I almost smashed my mirror. It's a huge mirror.
Because you felt so angry?
Yeah. And then I ridiculed me all up my arm.
You did, yeah.
Do you know it's coming on, or does it just explode like a volcano?
If I was a volcano, 90% of the time it'd just be lava bursting out my head.
Gosh, that's an incredible picture.
Do you think about your body a lot?
Yeah.
What do you think your body might do at puberty?
If I didn't have the blockers, I would get a moustache, facial hairs and stuff like that.
Is there one bit of that is more worrying for you than anything else, or?
That's very worrying.
Which bit's very worrying?
Without the blockers, it would just be very hard and stuff like that.
Right. Can I ask a private question? Would that be okay? You don't have to answer. I'm just wondering, what you think about the bits down here, because I guess that's something that's different, isn't it?
I mostly ignore what I've got down there. And, yeah.
So is that something that's a little hard to think about?
Yeah.
It looks like it's a bit hard, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Right. So when you're having baths and things, that's something
Yeah.
you try not to think about?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any chance that Ash could have more female hormones now than male? Does that happen?
So
she's just so feminine.
It's very, 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 really very unlikely. Almost never do you find anything such as you're talking about.
Right, okay. Well, I just suppose I just would really like to know why this happens.
But, I mean, in the end, we don't know why. We don't know why people feel how they feel about who they are. And it's your life, your body.
My decisions.
And your decisions, absolutely. So what the blocker does is it jams a signal coming from your brain telling your body to turn on testosterone, yeah? It won't make your body more female. Would you be someone at the moment who thinks they'd like to have the female hormone? Is that right? Is that what you're saying? It is, okay. And I guess that's a really big decision.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of taking you down a path that you can't come fully back from.
You know some people that are transgender?
Yeah.
they change their mind and they decide they want to be their birth gender again?
Some people, not me.
Do you ever think that would happen to you?
No. Well, never.
Do you think you'll be a girl forever?
Yes.
You just tell me what they call you. Just tell Mommy what names they call you. What? But you can tell me anything, do you remember?
Boy.
What?
Boy.
Boy.
Yeah.
What else do they call you?
For years before moving schools, Matt faced daily bullying about his gender. Rachel recorded his reactions as evidence to get him moved.
I don't like it because it says I'm a girl or a boy and I don't like saying.
You don't like saying if you're a girl or a boy, is it?
When she was in a previous school, like all the bullying she went through and stuff has affected her now in the way she may like come forward to talk to people, because there's nothing like it couldn't describe to you how it would be to see her. Like I remember this one time I was coming out of school and she opened the door and she ran to me crying her eyes out. The moment she starts answering questions and it opens another question, then how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? I don't think she's ready to answer all them questions.
Do you think you'd ever talk to people about it, Matt? Not even if they could help you? Not even if they could make you feel more comfortable?
She has this very imaginative fantasy world. And I sometimes think that it's almost as if even in talking to somebody that you would destroy that. And Matilda doesn't really want to have that conversation.
With a decision looming on whether or not Matt will take blockers, he is attending the Tavistock for a series of sessions with Charlie.
These are big decisions to make, aren't they? So the thing about the blocker is that you can agree to it, but also you have to make sure that your mum agrees. She wants to make sure that you really understand this. Do you really know what will happen?
For medical intervention to take place, Charlie needs to understand exactly how Matt feels.
Do you know that sometimes, Matt, some people would want to be identified as boys, but have a body that is female? Do you know about that? No. It's all right, you don't need to. Do you feel like you're the only one who's changing? You do. Maybe you feel like you're really different from them.
Kind of.
Kind of. I suppose the thing about the blocker, Matt, is it will just stop things for a bit. It's like putting a pause button on. If you didn't take that, how do you think you would feel?
Kind of sad.
Okay.
I have always wanted to be a real boy since I was able to know my own mind, and trust me, that was a long time ago. To be honest, I see myself as a real boy, but I really do want to be a real boy. I often go to London to the Tavistock Centre where they are going to help me with my situation I'm in, although I just want the blockers now. Maybe Charlie thinks I don't want it because I don't talk about it much, but I really do. It's just I don't like talking about it.
If you went through a full puberty, you would feel kind of sad. Really? Yeah, you're really clear about that, actually.
Would you like people to understand you?
Yes.
I'm at the point where I prefer her to have blockers, and I've always been no intervention, but I think that having breasts would be more damaging than not having them.
I think that Matt was much more aware of the process than he'd ever been before. I think there is some anxiety about puberty and what that means and how he might develop if he went through puberty and feeling that's not what he wants to do. So I think we've got a much clearer picture than we've ever done before.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
I'm taking the stairs. It's better.
Can you put your bag on your shoulder?
I'm taking. It's better, Mum. It's better for you, man.
The stairs?
Yep.
She made me do it.
Oh, what's this?
Yes.
I have to guess what this is.
Okay, so it's some special thing that's happened. Could you give us a clue without telling us?
The beginning letter is D.
Is the second letter E?
Yes.
Could it be something about a name? Could it?
Name change.
From Ashton to Ashley.
Does it mean that on the register at school you're now Ashley?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember what we talked about last time?
The blockers.
Yeah. So I'm wondering whether afterwards you talked with your mum about
She's
it or...
hardly mentioned it, which I think it must be a lot off of her mind, because before she was constantly on about it.
Are there other things that kind of at times Ash will talk to you about or think about in terms of the future or kind of bring up?
We did have about 6 months of having a baby, didn't we? We talked about that a lot.
Well, not 6 months, like a couple weeks.
It was ages. She kept saying that she couldn't wait to have a baby, and made me promise that when she does that I would be there, because she couldn't do it on her own and stuff like that.
I can
So we've had a big long chat about that, haven't we? And
Because if I
she
go
now
to
knows that she won't
Sweden-
give birth to a baby.
You can actually. If you go to Sweden, get a wound transplant, and then you get cesarean.
She Googles everything.
That's a big thing to be thinking about, isn't it?
If I have a baby though, I'm going to have a big scar there.
Why's that?
Because you have to have a cesarean.
Why do you have to have a cesarean?
Because, I don't know.
Right.
Young people can see the sort of information available through social media and on the internet and so on, and they can form an idea of where they want to be, and yet they don't really get, a full understanding of the implications of some of those decisions. It is really important to be checking out with people their expectations of physical interventions, and it's obviously true that they are not the panacea to all things.
Womb transplants are quite a new thing.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's one of the really difficult things, Ash, is that we don't know for sure that that would be possible for you.
It might.
I think it's a really important thing to have hope, but I suppose these are the sorts of things we need to find out a bit more about, aren't they?
If we create a narrative which is that, it's the end of the world if you can't fully be seen to be a particular gender, if there are things that perhaps don't quite fit, then I wonder what sort of message that is we're giving. How far are the physical changes one seeks motivated more around feeling that you fit in and are accepted by others?
So, Matt, when I give the injection, would you like a countdown? 3, 2, 1, and then in, or would you just like me to give it?
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Let's do that. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I thought it was going to be worse.
Right.
Do you think Matt will ever change his mind and want to be a girl again?
No. No.
There are always dilemmas around sometimes thinking, gosh, just what are we doing? Just knowing there isn't a right and a wrong and no one has the answers, and this, is a evolving picture, really, with many voices contributing. And all we can go on, really, is that young people who have taken this route feel that it's been, the right thing for them to do.
I'm never going to stop being who I am. Because you should be proud of who you are and
who you want to be.
There can be quite a lot locked inside a child. Trauma from the pre-verbal stage of development. They found ways of managing painful feelings in a way that doesn't help their development.
I just find it easier to be angry. I feel like I'm just gonna burst.
Children suffering genuinely harmful mental illnesses are being turned away from treatment with the suggestion.
Latest figures, they're astonishing. What is happening?
Our children are struggling to know how to live in today's world.
I just go into this trance of nothingness.
Unprecedented numbers are being diagnosed with mental health disorders, being medicated, or facing a crisis of identity.
When you're somebody else, you just don't feel right.
This is the Tavistock and Portman. For nearly 100 years, it's been at the forefront of exploring young minds.
Basically, all my emotions look angry. Get off me!
These are big decisions to make, aren't they?
Where are we heading towards?
Do you think about your body a lot?
So what happens in these moments?
I get violent.
No!
Demi?
It's just cutting me open inside.
We've seen more and more young people coming in distress, self-harming, taking risks. Things could get worse, so we need to act now.
There's a line between insanity and sanity, and I have no idea where I'm at.
The work that we do is about trying to give these children an opportunity and to feel that their life isn't set for them by their early experiences. I feel that different futures can be created.
Nell Nicholson is the head teacher of Gloucester House, a unique NHS-run primary school for children with social, emotional and mental health issues.
We have a very strong belief that revisiting the difficult experiences that they've had is the way that they can then function later on in society.
1 minute! Thursday.
The children come here in order to work through some of their behaviour, and if we don't see it, how can they work it through?
Hello, Luke. So, I can see that you come in, getting a bit cross.
Fuck off, Will.
So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a bit of space for a little
Fuck
bit.
off, Will. I don't need your bullshit.
Okay, but Luke, we're going to have some boundaries about this. So it's all right to feel cross and I'll give you a bit of space, but you cannot be abusing people from the sofa, okay? So, gentlemen, hello, sir.
Most of its 18 pupils have been expelled from several schools.
Hello, sir. Cool little hat you got on there, very nice.
Without help, the future for these children is bleak.
There's definitely a risk of criminality, prison, and the children that come here deserve to be helped.
For them, this is the end of the line.
There's nothing wrong with having feelings. Everyone has feelings. But you are still very impulsive sometimes.
How am I impulsive?
Do you know what impulsive means?
No.
Reese, come on.
I've worked here for 11 years, I think it is now, and I sort of fell in love with this place. I don't know of other schools where you've got clinical nurse specialists working alongside teachers and where they do such intensive psychotherapy.
Okay, Reese, there we go. Need to have a little bit of time in there, okay?
Is this a school for naughty children? Is that what this is?
I don't believe in naughty children. We have to think about what that behaviour is communicating, because you're just putting a sticking plaster on otherwise.
Okay, Reese, I'm going to come in and talk to you, okay?
Where's my gold? I want to do my Royal King's outfit in.
11-year-old Josh has been at Gloucester House longer than any of the current pupils.
Why did you come here in the first place?
Why do you think? My old school couldn't really manage my behaviour, so I got excluded for a long time. If I can get this right, I only went to my old school once or twice a week because I got excluded so much. And then I got excluded permanently. So they were looking for a new school, and then they found this help you with your behaviour school called Gloucester House, and they thought, oh wow, we're going to send him here. And yeah, now I'm here.
So Josh, can you see how 13p is smaller than 30p? Can you see that? So it's a slight trick.
Josh was referred to Gloucester House when he was 8 years old. Josh is an engaging and bright boy who can at times in his manner seem older than his years.
What one's smaller here? Because this is all it is. 0.
Josh's birth family was chaotic and characterised by severe neglect and emotional harm. The parental relationship was volatile and unstable, with incidents of domestic violence between the couple, further compounded by alcohol and substance abuse. There were significant concerns around physical abuse of the children.
Josh was removed from his birth parents at 4 and lived in various foster homes for 2 years before finally being adopted.
Yeah? Okay, it's coming together.
The school described him as being quite frightening at times, became very overwhelmed by his rage. No obvious signs of remorse or regret after serious incidents.
I was hurting teachers and I kept running out of the school building, and yeah, it was really difficult.
After 3 years of intensive psychotherapy and behavioural support, staff at Gloucester House believe Josh is ready to return to mainstream school.
Oh, we got a no train! Let's take this.
To help Josh prepare for leaving at the end of the year, he attends a mainstream school once a week with his support worker, Shah.
Mind the gap between the trains. Change for the Northern, Piccadilly and Victoria lines, national and international rail services. Exit.
I was going to ask you, do you want me to wait in the classroom? Because I can just find a little seat somewhere as well. So it's up to you. I'll wait in. I think I'll wait in this time, yeah.
Can you wait outside?
Yeah, I can do. It's fine.
You can come in with me and then go out.
Okay, no worries, that's fine. It's fine.
See if I can do it by
It's
myself.
fine. It's fine. I think you can. That's what I was thinking.
The type of trauma Josh suffered is on the rise in the UK, with nearly 500,000 children believed to be at risk. But distressing events that can affect a child's development can take many forms.
Early trauma can mean many things. It might be direct experiences of abuse, it might be neglect, it might be domestic violence, it might be bereavement, so it can take different forms.
Hey, Lulu! Alright, fuck off, you cock! Fuck off, cock!
This is Luke. He is one of the most challenging children Gloucester House has ever had.
What the fuck is he doing?
When he arrived 3 years ago, any difficult feelings he had led to mindless violence. 5 days before Luke's first birthday, his brother was killed in a hit and run.
He lost his brother and his mother lost her son, and that had a profound effect, as that would on any parent losing a child. They've carried this as a family through the years, this very, very significant trauma. So it's a very hard thing to be born into, actually.
Do you remember why you came here?
Because of my needs, and when I got angry, then
I get restrained, but I've improved. I am a nice kid, but sometimes I'm just rude.
He was extremely hard to contain over quite a long period, but he's come through it amazingly. I mean, we still get quite a bit of choice language, but he is quite able to be very, very reflective afterwards.
When children become violent and pose a serious risk, they are taken to a padded room called the pod to calm down. To take them there safely, trained members of staff use non-painful holds.
Josh, sorry, hang on a minute. Right. Sorry, guys.
On the last day of the spring term, and for the first time in months, Josh is taken to the pod.
You need to allow staff to manage this safely and keep you safe.
You're not keeping me safe.
One step away, Josh.
What happened, Josh? You went back into the classroom and then what happened?
There was lots of sort of kicking and hurting. It felt like you got quite controlling and it felt like it went on for longer than it really should have. It felt like it was quite long.
I'm willing to stay and talk to you, but I don't want you threatening staff.
I think I could have tried to use my words a bit more. I feel a bit upset that I hurt you and Clive because I think I might have hurt Clive as well. I'm happier when we can be friends and we can listen to each other and have a good time together. And I want to have a good day as soon as it's the last day of the term.
Well done.
How do you feel afterwards?
I start to feel sadness because I start to regret the things that I did when I was angry.
I know you seem quite cross with Shah today, but you've known Shah since you came here. I think Shah's really important to you, and I think you're probably going to miss her over the holidays. And maybe it feels easier to be a bit cross with her than to feel a bit sad that you're going to miss her.
They've had very difficult endings usually, whether that be to do with being removed from a family or how they've left previous schools. So it's really difficult for them.
Josh, 2 holds today. I think there's more going on. I did say...
My gut feeling is about this ending really then very strongly mirroring the fact that these endings coming up. So I think that sort of brought things sort of to clarity for him as well.
Okay.
Ready? Go on then, take your shoes off. And then you can go up and see where your bedrooms are. Oh!
2 years after being taken away from their birth parents, Josh and his brothers Timmy and Reese arrive in their new family home with their adopted parents, Phil and Stig.
Oh, it's further up there. That's your bedroom. That's your bedroom. Down here. Good morning, Josh. Time to get ready. Your bedroom now. Wow, look at that. Yeah. Hey, do you like it? Come on. Hey?
Soon after arriving, Josh started displaying worrying behaviour.
Because he also moved so many times to different foster homes, we are the 5th family he has, and I think in the beginning he was sort of pushing constantly just to test us all the time, to test if we were going to say and then that's you have to leave.
Give Papa a huggy then.
Okay, bye.
Love you a lot, have a good day.
And I think that's what he wanted to hear in one way, because he wanted to sort of recreate sort of that chaotic life he had in the past, because that's what makes him feel safe, because that's what he knows.
He was very threatening in those periods, threatening to stab you with a knife and kill you.
And he was describing that situation back in time, how he was going to do, what he was going to, how he was going to tell the police what happened and etc. So obviously lots of the times they're trying to be very controlling, and lots of the times they're becoming also very controlling with animals because they feel they can control them even more. And the first time we had a babysitter just for 1 hour, I think the boys were very anxious that are we coming back, and then they took it out on Hetty, and as a result that's actually just trying to suffocate her with a pillow and also trying to push the whole sofa against her to crush her. Josh was sort of the father figure for the two other boys and sort of looking after them or trying to feed them.
Before being taken away from their birth parents, the boys would frequently be left alone all night.
At an age of just 1 year older than Reese or 2 years older than Timmy, he felt that he was a father for them. So when the boys arrived here and he didn't want to let go, he didn't want to give that responsibility to us.
Josh, at age just 3, would have to scavenge for food for him and his baby brothers.
So did you have to look after yourself a lot when you were little?
No, I had to look after them too. That's why you're alive right now.
Do you remember any of that?
So gloss paint is going to be the best food to eat, isn't it, Josh? Actually, you guys got food. I had the gloss paint. Didn't taste nice.
I don't understand.
I ate it because it was the only thing in the house to eat.
But you used to get food for your brothers then?
Yeah. What, no big deal? And look how they repay me these days. Whoa, why is there a zombie? Why can I hear a zombie? Because he's in that little cave over there.
The baby who is well enough looked after and who has parents who can really attend to them emotionally will internalise a sense of security, which is really the basis of their capacity to learn and their capacity to make sense of their own feelings. If that goes wrong and they find it impossible to be dependent on adults, then they're not going to be able to take in from adults what they need in order to grow up.
Everything we have invested into Josh is about giving him a future. The idea is Josh going back to mainstream school, but at the same time, is he going to manage it or is he going to be excluded again?
If you keep trying to damage the camera, I'm going to have to come in and take the shoes. And I would much rather prefer for you to be able to pass me the shoes.
10-year-old Daniel Lee has just arrived at Gloucester House.
I can understand that you might be feeling a bit frustrated right now, and I want to be able to help support you, but I won't be able to do that unless you're able to follow the instructions.
Six months ago, Mum Danette removed Daniel Lee from her primary school, believing they couldn't keep her daughter safe.
I don't know where to start. When she has one of her tizzies, I want to get up, pack my stuff and walk through my front door because I've had enough. She's a terrorist. She's just very aggressive. So she'll pick up an object and hit her brother with it. She had Lacey on his back, on the floor, and she was punching him. and Lacey was trying to push her off and she was kicking him and punching him.
Thank you very much for sitting on the back bench. So now we're gonna work on you being able to pass me your shoes. Okay?
I mean, you sound really angry with her.
It's not angry with her, I'm angry at myself.
Okay.
I'm angry at myself because she's my baby, but I still feel like I'm failing her. All I know is there is still a question mark over my daughter.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do now because of that question mark.
Some of them are more complicated than others in terms of how they present, and Daniele's like that. She's got quite a complex history. She might be on the autistic spectrum. It's very difficult to work out what's going on for her on any sort of given day, and she's a bit of an enigma, really.
Daniele, can we talk?
Not doing my paper.
Right.
You can't make me.
Right, can we talk rather than you getting into just running around, yeah?
Look, you can't make me do my sister's
Right,
paper.
you're absolutely right, I can't make you do it. This isn't something to try and make you feel bad. Either way...
This year, Daniele will sit her SATs. In the past, she's never managed to complete an exam.
Yeah? If you can't do it, that's okay. We're not trying to make you, we're not trying to force you into something, we're not trying to make you feel bad. We're trying to help. Yeah?
I can be a nice drama queen or a bad drama queen.
Do you think people think you're a bit naughty?
Yeah, yes! A lot!
Are you a bit naughty?
No!
What are you?
I'm a nice, sweet, beautiful little girl. Who needs the help?
I've heard you do reading before lots of times. I know it's not your favourite, but it'll be okay.
Don't give a shit.
I care. I care about your learning, so I do care. But it'll be all right. We'll have a little go together. It's not as horrible as it sounds, Luke.
As well as his emotional issues, 11-year-old Luke has learning difficulties.
7, 12, 16 words. Luke's finding it particularly difficult at the moment. Part of his experience of learning is a sense of not being able to do things and a sense of feeling inadequate. So the focus isn't necessarily to get him to read, but to think that he can. This is your bit, Lukey. Right, well, I can't force you, mister, but I can only explain why it's really important that you do this. Right.
They all have issues around control. They may have had experiences where they've had way too much control than they should have had for a child, and they haven't had adults around them who can provide the boundaries.
I want you to take that tape away from your nose and your mouth. So you have a clear instruction. I want you to take the tape away from your nose and your mouth. If you're really struggling to do that, Luke, what we'll have to do is come alongside you and do that for you, because at the moment you're not being safe.
Are these adults safe enough? Are these adults going to be able to keep the boundaries with me? Are these adults going to be able to be adults?
So in the next 10 seconds, I expect that tape to be away from your face. Thank you for doing that, Luke.
Behind the control is masses and masses of anxiety.
I can make people do the worst things. Like, if I don't want to do something, I'll make someone do it, and I'll make them think they're doing something good, and then they'll do something bad, and I'll just run off, and I'll be like, I had nothing to do with it.
That's not very nice, is it, Josh?
No, but I only do that when, like, I'm irritated with someone. Like, I'll use someone else to get back at them.
But what would you feel
Just
if
so
they
that
did
I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, but what would you feel if someone did the same to you?
No one can, because no one can manipulate like I can. Otherwise, they would have used it against me already.
Don't you feel bad afterwards? Do you not feel that maybe you shouldn't have done that? Do you feel a bit guilty and remorseful?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And the difference also is that's coming from inside. It's not something you just have put on your face.
No.
It's something really true, isn't it?
I remember in the beginning, you really had very little remorse and you really didn't care too much about people's feelings. And I think they have managed to bring those feelings to the front for you.
That's because people didn't care about my feelings.
That's right.
Okay, should we have a think about your goals from last term? Yep.
Hello. Hi.
Can you
push the door, please?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Along with his dads, Phil and Stig, Josh is meeting with his case coordinator, Kirsty, to set his targets for his final term at the school.
Okay, so your emotional behavioural one was I can manage conflict using words and holding my own body safely. What do you think for that one?
I don't know, I was thinking like I can show my emotions.
A bit more?
Like, because when I'm upset, I normally like look angry, and when I'm sad, I just look angry. Basically, all my emotions look angry.
I think that's a really insightful thing to say, Josh.
Yeah, to show my emotions a bit more would be quite good.
Yeah. So they're feelings that sometimes are a bit more vulnerable than angry feelings. I mean, thinking about that makes me think a bit about your ending here.
Yeah.
Because this will be your last proper term here. So I think it's a really important time for you to be able to show lots of different feelings. Excited ones and sad ones.
For a child at 8 who's not showing empathy towards other people, is that something that can be learned?
Somewhere in him, he did have some capacity for empathy, but he couldn't access that. There were too many other priorities in his mind in terms of managing and surviving, and so yes, I do think it's something that can be learned.
Right, Josh, can you bring your chair over, please? Bring your chair round.
I don't.
Now, one of the things that you need to do with word problems is to separate the words from the figures. No, Josh, it's not safe having that around your neck. Josh, I'm not going to let you have that round your neck, so we're going to take that off. I'll take it, thank you.
Can I have it back?
Well, I'll take it.
Over the first few weeks of his last term, Josh's behaviour deteriorates.
Okay, let go. Let go. I'm going to take that. It's important that you hand that over, please.
Pass to me. No, it's mine.
No, Josh, this is just becoming a distraction now. We've seen this behaviour all week. If you don't do work now, then you're going to have to do it during play.
Key stage 7.
Can you put exact colouring pictures?
What? Which one?
So, you know when you do
put them
like key stage 3, that goes up.
At the end of this term, Luke will be leaving to join a special educational needs school.
You can turn it round, and do you know what, Luke? I reckon you will.
Or do you want to wait for Yeah.
I've got a belief in you, young man.
Well done.
I was going to come back up to check on Luke because he said he was feeling a bit angry.
Yeah, because when I came up, Luke had said to me that he was just sitting here thinking about old times when he used to be in this room. And I thought it was quite important for him to sort of be here and have some time here and then probably do some work in here whilst reminiscing in this room.
That's great that Luke's been able to use his words to say that this is his last term, so he's probably thinking about all the time that he's been here. Luke, it's great that you were able to have a chat with Dee about that, yeah?
Luke, much bigger. You do not need to pick on
Lukey, come in here, please. Come in here, please.
Take back inside.
Come inside, please. Come on, have a sit down, buddy. You don't need to kick at me, do you? I think you need to take yourself to the pod. Okay, this is the choice now. A bit later, I expect you to say sorry to Reese.
Sorry, Reese.
When you get angry, what does it feel like?
It just feels stressy and like I need some time alone. Like, don't really want to talk to anyone when I'm stressed.
In terms of him processing his ending, I've been pretty impressed with him actually, because quite often we do see deterioration, and mildly with Luke we have, but not hugely actually. I mean, I've seen him really be able to talk about feeling sad in quite a balanced way, which takes quite a lot of maturity actually. Although it's great that you're moving on, there's probably some sad feelings in there too, aren't there?
I'm doing that because it's under my eye.
Yeah, it's under your eyes a bit. Okay.
Ten-year-old Daniel Lee is having regular therapy sessions to manage her outbursts.
I'm doing chasing. I'm going to be waiting outside the room now. Okay?
Working with lead nurse Kirsty, she's finding strategies to help her understand her emotions.
You see all these glitters? Yeah. These are the things that might make you do things you don't mean. So what do you think the red one might be?
Anger and frustration.
Okay, what are the things that make you feel angry and frustrated?
Getting bullied.
Getting bullied. Okay, so can you empty some of that glitter onto this anger and frustration one? Put as much as you think you need.
When I'm angry or upset, I usually get destructive sometimes when I get aggressive and all sorts.
How do you feel afterwards?
Frustrated again.
What do you think this one is?
Blue is the lonely, sad and lonely.
Sad and lonely. So let's empty them in. There goes the angry and frustrated feelings, the sad and lonely feelings. So they're all jumbled up in there, all those thoughts and feelings. Maybe when things get a bit out of control, all your feelings get all jumbled up. Do you think maybe that happens?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a bit like being a detective. You almost have to pick up clues and try and work out what's going on with little bits of information. But to begin with, it's really just building a relationship and helping them to thrive in this environment. I want you to try and wait before you do anything and watch your bottle until all the glitter has settled.
Right, can this be glued into your book then? Yes, can you pick the thing off the floor, please?
Can you not just give me it? Can you not give me it?
Sorry. Would be nice if we actually... Josh, can I have it please, will do.
Can I have it? Please.
That's better.
Okay.
Josh, I will take it off you if you're going to throw things at people. No. Right.
As they go to leave, we often see a return to some of the behaviours that brought them here.
I was using the string as a strategy, bitch.
They become very, very attached with us, so the letting go of here brings up a lot of pretty primitive stuff.
We're going to start discussing Josh.
I just wonder about what his fears are and how he's going to push the boundaries, and I don't want him to fail, and just how to support him, really.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, I need an adult to come with you.
Fucking hell, what a waste of time, you dumb shit.
With just 2 months left before leaving Gloucester House, Josh goes on his last school trip. A week at Avon Tyrrell in the New Forest.
Hey!
Oh, nice one.
But he finds it harder and harder to take instructions from the adults.
Josh, can we talk about this?
No!
We're holding the boundaries, and you seem to think that you can just be rude and do what you want, and that there aren't going to be any boundaries, but there are.
You'd rather
To
be...
be honest, I don't really give a shit about the
So
activities.
you'd rather be in control than do the activities?
know when you do feel angry, how does that feel?
At first it's not anger, it's frustration, and then I start to feel a bit cold, and then I start to get angry, and then I just explode.
I feel like he presented something really interesting at Avon Tyrrell. I felt an inkling of something as soon as he got there, but then it just grew and grew and grew.
On the penultimate day, he runs away and is caught miles from the campsite.
I just find it easier to be angry, and I feel like I'm just gonna burst.
You are not filling my house again! Get off me!
You'll be right.
You are not filling my house again!
You two, do you want a third person?
You are not filling my house
I think he should go home. I'm sorry. I think he should go home.
I don't want to go
Yeah, I'm painful, but I think he should go home.
He was very much like, it doesn't matter what I do, you're going to send me away anyway. And it didn't feel it was to do with that incident as such. It felt like, well, whatever happens now, you're sending me away from the school.
It's a very crucial decision, this, and it's one that you'll probably always remember.
Hi, Stig. This is Nell here. Sadly, Josh has not managed, and we think he is going to need to be collected. Very sad to be making this.
I kind of feel a bit embarrassed if I show people that I'm sad or upset.
Back at Gloucester House, Josh's behaviour worsens, and he's sent home again.
I think you felt like we made a decision yesterday, the grown-ups, that you weren't in control of, and that's very difficult for you, especially because it sounds like you really disagreed with it.
Yeah, A, I wasn't in control of it, and B, I had no idea about it.
You did say that you really missed running around and that it was so boring being good all the time.
Yeah, because it is.
I think sometimes they have to find a new way to be because their sense of self is so based on being the one who's naughty and the one who does things wrong. But that's really scary. It's like you're learning to live all over again.
Josh, we're doing a countdown. We expect you to take yourself in. I'll get it, Daniel. I'll get it.
I just want to be... Do you want to listen to me? Because you were upset I wasn't clear with you yesterday, so I'm going to be really clear with you. We think the repair needs to happen with Shah before you cook with John. Otherwise, we don't think that makes any sense.
You fucking...
it doesn't make any sense to me otherwise.
I've already done the repair with Shah, and that's that.
Shah said she thought it was very difficult for you to really think about it. So I wanted to be really clear with you, okay?
Magic is sealing its many locks and bolts behind those who had just left. We're eating down in the kitchen, Mrs. Weasley whispered, meeting them at the bottom of the stairs. Harry dear, if you'll just tiptoe across the hall, it's through this.
So we've got our hot dog, that's you. Do you want some fried onions on the top?
Can we have barbecue sauce?
We can have barbecue sauce, yeah. Have you got any barbecue sauce?
Yes.
There we go, let's stick a bit of barbecue.
Oh, well, check you out.
So putting loads of barbecue sauce on.
Today, Daniel Lee will be sitting an exam.
Oh, it's time in now.
There you go, guys.
Thanks very much, Nell.
Okay, good luck.
In the past, she's never been able to cope with the pressure of tests.
Yeah, you would have got a little throw. So we've got an hour, and if you want to take a learning break to do some colouring, you just let me know, okay? All right. It's such a persecuting thing to be sat in a little room away from everyone else, but she managed it, and it's a huge achievement.
Right, okay, so when you go into secondary school, what's something that's the same and then something that's different?
Uniform.
Uniform is different, and what's something that's going to be the same?
Something that's the same, probably that you're going to get some really good friends.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Josh.
After a difficult few weeks, Josh's behaviour has started to improve again.
You're always wanting to go forward, but occasionally you go backwards to go forwards, and I think that's probably one of those moments that we're going back a space, but actually it's him allowing himself to go forward in that sense.
Before Josh leaves Gloucester House, his clinical diagnosis is being reviewed by psychiatrist Dan McQueen.
How do you think things have changed since you've been here?
I can control myself a lot more. I can say my feelings and show my feelings a lot more. I can work by myself and with others. Any more?
That's great.
That's quite a lot.
I think when you're stressed, you're anxious, you can become a bit controlling of people. We call it oppositional and defiant disorder. So when people deliberately do the opposite of what they're asked. What do you think of that? Yeah.
Part of his goodbye work, yeah?
He will still have those triggers and reminders about the past, but it's more how he's now more equipped to manage those moments.
Thank you, Josh. They look lovely. I love how it goes.
I think all we've ever wanted really for Josh is to be, and that sounds awful, isn't it, to be like everybody else, but
yeah. That's what we have been fighting for. We have been fighting for Josh to actually have a future, and got that now.
Look,
it's Grandma.
It's our first Christmas. Oh, wow.
Yes! Whoa! Look at all this! Look at this! Whoa! The sun!
Wow.
Oh, wow! Look at all this! Oh, look at Reese.
I'm Josh. My age is 5. I have a brother called Reese and Timmy.
I didn't have a very nice past, so I don't want it to keep popping up and I don't want to keep remembering it.
The trajectory for Josh, had he not been helped, would have been extremely worrying. He might have done some awful things to other people, but I definitely think that will be very different. I'm hopeful now.
That's all right. Thanks for that. That's all right.
This morning, Mum Danette is in for a meeting about Danielee's progress.
You'll get the SATs results for reading and all that, and she did pretty well. Actually, in the end, she enjoyed it, she liked it.
I think that's why she understands things more.
Yeah.
Now she get more about feelings and that, because now she starts to talk about her feelings.
I mean, it's amazing. It's like though her kind of repertoire for her world is getting bigger, and it's involving feelings and making things better, and in quite an ordinary way. You know, that's brilliant.
What are you doing, Danielle? You made some cakes?
Yeah, I forgot to give them in the garden party.
So we can wait for the door to yeah? She's like a little joker. She can see things on the TV now and you'll hear her in hysterics. It's just like, wow, this is a child that never used to smile before.
Say thank you, Danielle. Thanks, Danielle.
Thanks, really nice. Can you say thank you very much to Mum?
Is she happier now?
A lot more happier.
Are you happier now?
Hell of a lot more happier.
Josh,
When
now I can.
Thanks, Danielle. This is a joyous moment.
Do you think she's more trusting now?
Yeah, because she's not around a lot of people that have already labelled her as a bad child. And she's never been a bad child, she's just been a misunderstood child. That's it really, no one really understood her.
Hello, baby.
Oh, you have a good day? Princess Penny. My Princess Penny.
Okay.
What, is that all the love I can give you?
Yeah.
Like, give me some more.
No.
I need some more. I'm going to be starving until I get home. I need some more. A little bit more. Oh, thank you. You have a good day.
It is the last day of term, as we know, and we also have 5 people to say goodbye to.
Everyone leaving, coming and going.
Are you sad that you're leaving Gloucester House?
Well, I am sad, but, you know, it's just life, innit? Well, I've been here for nearly 3.5 years now, so time to move on, eh?
Thank you to all the staff who've helped me so much. Oh, and I'm going to miss everyone.
Is your future written when you're 3 or 4?
You're given a blueprint when you're 3 or 4. You're given an understanding of the world. And I think that with the right sort of support, that things can be turned around and things can be much more hopeful. And I feel very passionately about that. I know that you give the staff a hard time here sometimes, but I feel very lucky to have met you all. And I really hope things go well for you in your new schools.
I can't really think about I'm leaving. Even though I've had hard times at this school, it's hard to think about it though. So I miss every person here.
Yeah, we'll miss you too, Luke.
You know when you think about yourself being grown up, when you imagine your life, do you have
have a nice house, have a nice car, have a nice wife, and have nice kids, and have a nice dog, and live happily. That's what I would like.
I don't think really anyone should be written off at any stage, particularly if you can get children when they're young, you know, even if they've got these horrifically disturbing histories. I think there's always hope. I think to work in a place like this, you have to believe there's always hope. And I think the children pick up on that in terms of them starting to believe that things can be different and they can move on and have a good and happy life.